The forum, themed Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparations, is part of the upcoming forum on the participation of NGOs in the 83rd Ordinary Session of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. The event aims to foster dialogue and develop actionable strategies to confront the historical injustices that have long affected the African continent. Mrs. Hannah Foster, the Executive Director of the African Center for Democracy and Human Rights Studies, stressed the urgency of addressing historical wrongs, asserting that the forum seeks to challenge and transform existing structures that perpetuate inequality, poverty, and systematic exploitation.
That reparations are often misunderstood as solely monetary, while financial redress may play a part. It also encompasses a whole lot of other issues. We are looking at institutional reforms. Some of them were highlighted by the Solicitor General. We are looking at economic empowerment. We are also looking at restoration of cultural identity and pride. We are also looking at legal justice and policy transformation. It also includes addressing contemporary human rights, and especially modern-day slavery, among others. And last but not the least, the need for collaboration, the need for strategic partnerships are crucial in achieving the goals that we are setting for ourselves.
The event provides a platform for NGOs, policymakers, and the public to deepen their understanding of reparations and engage in meaningful discussions about reparative justice. Mohamed Mabasa Sall, a member of the African Center for Democracy and Human Rights Studies Governing Council, highlighted the necessity of conducting thorough investigations and documenting human rights concerns across Africa. He expressed gratitude to donors who support their mission to promote and protect human rights on the continent.
Il nous faut enquêter, il nous faut rapporter, il nous faut documenter les violations. Voilà ce que je voulais dire ce matin.
Mr. Najib Mole Lassin, a steering committee member of the NGO Forum, called attention to the worsening human rights situation in Africa, which includes restrictions on freedom of expression, harassments of journalists, activists, and the challenges facing migrants, underlining the need for solidarity and justice.
Freedom of expression is under siege. Many activists and journalists face harassment, intimidation, and even violence for voicing their opinion. This environmental of fear stifles dialogue and hinders the collective progress towards a more just society. Challenges also faced by migrants. Moreover, we cannot ignore the plight of migrants. We are facing numerous challenges, particularly in Northern Africa. They are often met with xenophobia, racism, and systematic discrimination. In some countries, their fundamental rights are violently violated and their dignity is disgraced. We must stand in solidarity with migrants.
Mr. Jegan Gray Johnson also delivered a statement on behalf of Open Society Foundation, emphasizing the significance of this year's theme and the need for action.
The debate must continue, but we cannot be debating forever. There also must be action. Action built on traction and movement to breathe life into the roadmap and the wider AU strategy as to how we get to that final destination of receiving respite, recompense, recognition, contrition in its entirety. And I think this is important. It is important because we have to get this right throughout the whole spectrum of past injustices as envisioned and championed by the letter and the spirit of the African Union Declaration.
The forum is expected to feature high-profile panel discussions on various topics, including the historical context of reparations, combating modern-day slavery, and the role of human rights defenders in advancing justice. Hussein Tomasi, Solicitor General of the Ministry of Justice of the Gambia, recognized the human rights challenges confronting the continent, highlighting the forum's crucial role in raising awareness about reparations and promoting reconciliations.
Reparation should include financial compensation, debt cancellation, institutional reforms, land redistribution, infrastructure development, cultural restoration, as well as truth and reconciliation processes. The cost and feasibility of implementation must also be borne in mind. Your discourse on this subject will no doubt reawaken and catalyze this important subject and move it to concrete and actionable matters. Of crucial importance in your journey on reparations is the involvement of religious and traditional leaders. That your discussions will also focus on the unique role religious and traditional leaders play in advocating for reparations, promoting reconciliation, addressing gender-based violence and cultural injustices.
He also noted some of the steps taken by the government of the Gambia as far as justice and reparations are concerned.
As part of the implementation of its transitional justice program, the government of the Gambia in 2023 caused to be enacted the Victims' Reparations Act, primarily intended to provide reparations to the victims of human rights violations and abuses of the 22-year-old authoritarian regime of the former president. The commission consists of 7 members, 3 of whom are women, and there is a fund established under the Act to finance individual and collective restitution for victims, provide compensation directly to victims, and provide rehabilitation as well. Members of the commission were sworn in last week and have started working.
Key thematic areas of discussions will include economic reparations for sustainable development, gender justice in reparations, corporate accountability, and global advocacy for reparative justice. Meanwhile, by urging governments and human rights actors to confront both historical and modern injustices, this forum aims to create a comprehensive framework for justice that uplifts communities across Africa, symbolizing healing and empowerment for those affected by the legacies of slavery, colonialism, and systematic racism. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News.